All right, we'll go ahead and get started here, folks. Thank you for joining us. Good day. I want to thank you guys for taking time to discuss some really good products with Sentinel. We're going to talk a little bit about their industry-leading income and then also their excellent offerings for accumulation this time. Before we jump in to these opportunities with Sentinel, I wanted to share some information about IMES and quickly highlight why people like to work with us here. We're going to have a few polls throughout the presentation. Please participate in those. That's useful information for us to better serve you guys. First thing I wanted to talk about, though, is our best-in-class customer service. Everybody tells you that, of course. Our commitment to you, though, and I've worked at a couple of different groups, is to always be able to reach a live person when you call in. We strive to answer your phone calls in 2 rings or less. And I think that proof plays out when you call in to speak with us here at IMES. The New Producers Builder program is one of the best ways to get started here. These bonuses are available based on your production when you first get started with us within your first 180 days of contracting. We have some phenomenal levels, different thresholds you can reach. But basically, the idea is when somebody gets started with us, if you are writing right out of the gate, we know you're a producer worth investing in, and we want to keep your sales funnel as full as possible until we help you reach that level where you say, I'm good, I've grown to the point that I want to be at, let's just maintain this. So this program helps us put some of the marketing in place to be able to help you achieve that. As you can see, there are a lot of different things we do. I'll tell you the most popular one lately has been either the preset appointment programs where we're just providing you with appointments of qualified leads, or the workshops. And if you hit the $1 million mark, like one of the producers that I work with recently did, we will invest in doing 3 workshops for you based on your production with us during the first 6 months. And you know what that's going to do for him? That's going to guarantee production for the foreseeable future for him as well. And so that's a great way to get started with us here at IMES. Just like you guys, the best client that we will ever get is a referral. And so we realize how important that is. If there's somebody that you know that could utilize IMES and the services that we offer, we will give you a $50 check when your agent contracts with us. $1,000 or more is paid out to agents. Let me back up. Not $1,000 or more. Thousands of dollars, I should say, are paid out to agents every quarter because of the production of a contracted agent that was referred to us. Whoever makes that referral gets paid on that business that they write. So we've got producers that get thousands of dollars, individually, per quarter that they pay it out. And you can see how that's broken down, like 20 basis points on an indexed annuity. So if somebody writes an indexed annuity for $100,000 and you refer them, you get $200 every time that happens. There's no time frame on that either. That's indefinitely. So if you don't want to start an agency and you just want to refer people to us, this is a fantastic program to keep the money coming in for you. And of course, we are very, very thankful for those referrals. And that's a great way to continue to build your business with IMES. Back office support. So I think there are 3 things that IMES does really well. And I've been with the largest IMO in the country, worked there for some time, great group, but I like it here better, and I'm going to tell you why. And I've also been with a group that a lot of people branched out and started the different IMOs around the country. A lot of them started in one place, and that was a little before my time. I'm a little younger than those guys, but I've seen what the best IMOs in the country have to offer. And this is one of the areas that I think we really shine. Back office support. We have got specialists in each of the areas on the life insurance and annuity side of the business that know each of the individual carriers really well and really give your business a personal touch from from submission to commission. So when you send an app in, we're going to have somebody follow that business until you get paid and let you know every step along the way that you might need something. And I think this is one of the three areas that we do really, really well compared to our competitors out there. So whenever you call in or you submit business, we have an excellent team. On the annuity side, Mackenzie and her team. On the life side, Michelle and her team, making sure that business gets paid. One of the ways that we're successful in doing that is using electronic submission. You guys know what Firelight is by now. If you're not using it, it is a useful tool in helping you get paid quicker and helping that business go through without any hitches. It lets you know when you're missing information, and it helps our team scrub that business more quickly to get it submitted to the carriers. You can access this through our website, and it's just a couple of clicks. If you're not using Firelight right now, it's actually moving, the industry's kind of moving to where they're kind of almost forcing you to do it in a lot of cases. Some carriers won't even accept business that's not submitted electronically. So if you need help with this, if you need help getting familiar, let us know. And then there are other carriers who are incentivizing you to use Firelight. Like one carrier we work with right now is giving you $500 just to try and get you to put your business in electronically. $500 per app. You could write an annuity for $200 and get paid $500 on it. I mean, they don't actually, they have a minimum, of course, but you get the idea. Firelight is a very useful tool for those of you who aren't utilizing it. Please get with your annuity or life sales director. We'll help you walk through that process and make sure that you're comfortable with it, and it'll streamline your business in a big way. The number two area that I think is the three areas that I think we really shine is in creative marketing solutions. So we have a whole team of people that work behind the scenes solely in the financial services sector. They understand how to do business cards, stationery, websites, social media, everything all the way up to radio and TV. Our creative team helps out with that stuff, and they understand exactly how to make you shine in the financial services sector. You see some of the things we do there. One of the things that we offer, and if you haven't had this done for you, please let me know. I wish I had this as one of the polls. I'll do better next time. If you'd like a comprehensive marketing analysis done for you in your practice, we do that at no charge, and we only want to help you bring more business into your practice. This is not a profit center for us. So we can do things cheaper, we can do them better, and our only focus is helping you grow your practice. Let us know if we can help you with that. Reach out to your annuity sales director, me, Matt Sabala, or maybe who you're already working with, and we will get that set up for you. Big part of what we do. Our website, if you haven't had a walkthrough, let us know. Some really useful tools on there. Some of it is our creative services. We already have a lot of canned content that you can customize to your practice. We can help you throw your logo, get your colors on it. Really useful there. But also sales tools. A lot of forms you may need are all there. Annuity Rate Watch, really useful tool that you guys may not know about. If you don't, give us a call. We'll walk you through how to use that, save you a lot of time. You can always call into us and have us run your quotes for you. But boy, it's kind of fun. I'm a nerd. I used to read the almanac on the way to my family vacations in Colorado. That's how big a nerd I am, and I still love to nerd out, seeing what products are better than others in what ways. And Annuity Rate Watch is a great tool for that. Also a useful way for you to understand what the most competitive products in the industry are. IMS Wealth Management. Back in 2016 to 2018, you guys probably remember there was the fiduciary ruling on the horizon that could have changed the industry in a big way. And it has, in subtle ways right now. And it's still on the horizon. In fact, talk has started to boil up again about what do insurance agents need in order to best serve their clients from a fiduciary perspective. And there was talk that potentially people would need to get their license, or at the very least be aligned with an organization that has the ability to act as a fiduciary for those insurance agents. So for those of you who don't have a 65, or don't have a partner in your organization that you can flip clients to, it's going to be more and more important. One, it allows you to keep your clients close who want to leave that money in a growth bucket. And two, you may just need this resource in the future. It's looking more and more like you will. IMS Wealth Management is something we started about 4 or 5 years ago to be able to do just that. In the case of you have a client that you just want to keep close so they don't have to talk to another financial advisor who has a securities license, we can help you with that. In the case of you do want to get your 65 in the future, you don't have it yet, but you want to flip your clients over to a group that can help you with that until you get your license, we do that. And then once you earn your license, we give those clients right back to you. So it's a very important resource that's been growing by leaps and bounds. Let me know if you want to tap into that resource. In fact, I'm going to launch a poll. I think this is such an important part of your business. Most of the people that I've worked with that do get a securities license increase not only their wealth management side of their business, but also their insurance side. They just have more credibility, and clients tend to do business more with people who have their securities license. So if you don't have that as a resource, or you would like to just have somebody help you with that part of your business, and you don't want to earn your license, but you want to have that, that expertise on your side, then let us know. So I'm going to launch a quick poll, 30 seconds here. Would you like more information on IMS Wealth Management? So over the past 4 or 5 years, we've grown to where we have about 100 agents doing this program. And if it's something of interest to you, I will definitely have a guy named Duncan Smith reach out to you and start that conversation. Doesn't hurt to ask. We'd be happy to help you out. All right. Next, let's talk about the third thing that I think IMS does better than any place I've been. Training. We are huge on training. The Life and Annuity Academy that we do at the Omaha offices, or sometimes we do it up at a carrier, is unparalleled in the industry. It's a great opportunity for you to share best practices, sales strategies, marketing strategies with other top advisors. We have, the best of the best come in and train our advisors on these best ideas, best practices. And if you haven't had the opportunity to attend one of these, then please let me know. I will be happy to get you on the list. It's all expense paid. We fly you out. We put you up in a nice hotel. And I haven't talked to somebody who hasn't come back from the academy with at least a couple of ideas that they implement in their practice. And almost across the board, we see an increase in sales from people who have attended these. So let us know if you would like to attend. That is going to be the second poll that I launched here quickly. If you haven't been out to one of these, or you want a refresher because it's been a couple of years, let me know. We will be doing our first one early next spring, and we typically do 4 or 5 of these throughout the year. Best training in the industry, hands down. About 10 more seconds on this, and I'm almost done with my part. I'll be handing it off to Tommy here shortly. Thank you for voting. About 70% of you have voted. Thank you for the participation, guys. It means a lot to me. We're big on trips too. It's not the end all be all, but man, it's fun to be rewarded for all your hard work. We are doing the Seaside Sanctuary. Qualification is wrapping up for this, about $4.5 million to get you out there. Cool thing, we are doubling credits in a number of ways for the Seaside Sanctuary. If you'd like to know more about that, give me a holler. There is a way for your business to count as double right now for this. But we're wrapping up, like I said, qualification for this. Several of our carriers also offer trips. It's one of the cool things we do for our advisors. Kind of has developed into a cool little fraternity. The same people tend to qualify for these events, sprinkle in 5 or 10 additional every time. And again, I mean, it's a great way to get some face time with other people who are at the top of their game, share some best practices, and man, people just look forward to seeing every everybody every year. I mean, it's just kind of a cool deal that we do. It wouldn't be a presentation if we didn't ask you to like and subscribe. So please follow us on Facebook and LinkedIn. And if you're not doing this for your clients, talk to me about it. Let's make sure your clients are liking and subscribing to you too. Grow that network. It's the easiest way to help more people and increase the amount of business that you are doing in your practice. So with that, I'm going to hand it off to Tommy with Sentinel, and he will talk a little bit about the products that are really catching the industry by fire. Go ahead, Tommy.
Yeah, appreciate that, Matt. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. So what I'm going to do to start out today, just introduce the carrier. For those of you who aren't aware of Sentinel Security Life, we've been around for 75 years now. In May 1948, started out as a final expense company. So some of you all may be more familiar with our story, the past 12 years, 13 years, whether that's MIGAs, multi-year guaranteed annuities, income products, or accumulation products. We've had a pretty wide mix of product offerings, and I think that that's really become evident over the last couple months. So for those of you who hadn't seen it, we definitely want to continue to mention where we're going to be lying in the income space. Our Summit Bonus Index had been repriced in August, and it's really coming to be the top offering in the industry for a lot of scenarios. So what I'm going to go ahead and show here is, the changes that we've made on the Summit Bonus Income, or Summit Bonus Index. So we call it the Ultimate Income Annuity, and I'll tell you the reasoning why. So we've increased the premium bonus to 15%, and that's going to be on both sides, the accumulation as well as the income account. That was increased from 8%. So from 8% up to 15%, we made a change on August 2nd. That's credited to both the accumulation as well as the income account. We also increased the roll up to 7 1/4. It had previously been based off of age and was only as high as 6 1/2, as low as 4 1/2. But now we've increased it to 7 1/4 flat, and that's guaranteed for 10 years. We also increased the payout factors. So, when thinking of offering your clients the highest income possible, along with the premium, those are the 3 factors that are going to come into play. The premium bonus applied to the income account and the accumulation account, which obviously is going to potentially offset or help offset any incoming surrender charges or negative MVA, but also the increased roll up to 7 1/4. However many years of deferral, they'll get that compounding roll up. And then we're going to increase the payout factors by up to 55% as well. So those 3 factors, go into what we ultimately call, or what we call the Ultimate Income Annuity. You'll see it named the Summit Bonus Index on, as Matt said, Annuity Rate Watch tool, which is fantastic. Here you can see we've used Annuity Rate Watch to determine where we are number 1 in the industry for various scenarios. So any light green here is where we're number 1. Number 2 right here in the dark green, we're going to be number 3 offering in the industry. But that's going to tell pretty good story right here across the board, where we're going to have the number 1 offering for income. So just for example, age 65, immediate income. So the product does allow for immediate income. We're going to be number 1. 1 year of deferral, number 1. All the way down to 13 years of deferral, we will be the number 1 offering in the marketplace. Here's age 70, issue age 70, immediate income, number 1. 1 year deferral, number 1. All the way down to 12 years of deferral. So, that's a pretty good illustration to show you all where we're going to be competitive, as you're out there marketing income needs or offering income products to your clients. Summit Bonus Index should be, one of your top go-tos. So what we're going to do today, I know that the income is going to be relatively straightforward. We've had quite a few changes over the past, month and a half, 2 months, and we've had some recent one as well within the past week that I want to highlight now. So this should be new for just about everyone. I know Matt's been aware of this, so he may have had time to communicate with it to you. Maybe not though, because this is going to be brand new. So what I want to do is hop, into our accumulation product that's going to have been around since 2020. We've gone ahead and repriced it and done a relaunch on the product. So this is our Accumulation Protector Plus annuity. Those of you who were, just so you're aware, it is going to be available as well in for Atlantic Coast Life, our sister carrier. So keep that in mind just as we're going through this. It's going to be for agent use only, obviously, but what we want to show here is some of the enhancements that we've made on the products, as well as, some of the product overview as well. So this is the product enhancements that we've made effective today. The premium bonus is increasing from 5% to 10%. So 10% flat premium bonus, that's with no rider added, or the rider for 95 basis points added, it's going to have 10% flat bonus. We're increasing the cap on the S&P up to 10%. That's with no rider. 12 and a quarter if they add the rate enhancement rider. Now we're also going to go ahead and increase the commission on this. So we're going to be announcing that as well today. The commission is going up from 7 and a quarter for street level agents up to 8 and a quarter. It is tiered based off age. For example, at age 80, it's 7%, but up to that, it's going to be 8 and a quarter, I believe. So keep in mind, any tiers based off age, but we did increase it by a whole point, and it should be, the highest offering available in the marketplace. So those 3 changes: increase the premium bonus, increase the S&P cap, and then as well as increase the bonus. So those 3 changes are going to be the ones that we've recently made, and then we'll kind of go into the product overview here in just a minute. So 10-year guarantees, this is going to be what some of you all know and love. For those of you who aren't aware of what that means, we do guarantee participation rates on 4 of the 11 available strategies. For 10 years, we lock them in, we can't reduce them. So we'll show what those rates are going to be here in just a minute. The 10% premium bonus, 10% S&P cap with no fee, 4.75% fixed rate. It offers a trigger rate, which is going to credit 9% with no fee if the index either performs positively or breaks even. So 0.0% up, 0.2% up, 2% up, client's going to get credited 9%. It's going to have access to the CS Momentum Index as well as the CS ESG Macro 5 Index. Those indexes are starting to perform, so that's good to see, along with our guarantees that we include, as well with our par rates that are extremely high. All of that's going to go into the potential credits for your client. Optional rate enhancement rider, it's going to do more than just enhance the rates, the participation rates, the caps, the triggers, the fixed rates. It's also going to increase the free withdrawal amount from 5% to 10% after the first contract year. It's also going to include a 110% return of premium, which, isn't a massive selling point, but for clients who do have some objections to, fees or any riders, they do have return of principal over 10 years, worst case scenario. So fee comes out, nothing credits, fee comes out, nothing credits. At the end of the 10th year, it will shoot up to 110% of the initial purchase premium. And you can see that on an illustration on the guaranteed side, which is nice. 11 crediting strategies are available. So 10 index crediting strategies plus the fixed bucket. And, we always talk about our guaranteed par rates, the 4 strategies on this product that are locked in for 10 years. But I think that, marketers and agents who have been doing business with us over the past decade really have come to use us because of our consistent rate history, whether that's on our MIGA products. Agents have been able to rely on us having good rates at the end of 5 years, whenever their client's coming out of renewal, so they can potentially get a renewal commission, renewal rates on our indexing products as well. So consistent rate history. I think that we're really proud of that as well. So it's a single premium deferred annuity, 10 years. It does have the premium bonus, which we've increased to 10%. The rate enhancement rider, again, that's going to increase all the rates, including the fixed bucket. It's going to increase the liquidity from 5% to 10%. And then it's going to include that 110% return of premium provision. It does offer a rolling bucket feature, which is pretty straightforward. At the end of any crediting strategy or any crediting period, you can roll into any other one. So just flexibility of that nature. So product breakdown, 10-year guarantees, that's not changed. We're going to offer 10-year guarantees on the 1-year and 2-year point-to-point strategies for both the CS Momentum and the CS ESG Macro 5 indexes. Those are going to be as low as 210% with no rider on the 1-year, and then 385% with the rider on the 2-year. So index goes up 10% over 2 years, client would get 38.5% credited over the 2 years, just how that math works out. So premium bonus, again, going up to 10%, 10% flat credited at issue. That is going to be on a vesting schedule. So take a look at the vesting schedule whenever you're out marketing. The rate enhancement rider, which we've already gone over again. I think we named the product really well, accumulation aspect, protection aspect, plus a little bit more. The rate enhancement rider, while I know we like to focus on the rate enhancement aspect, the client is going to get a lot more bang for their buck. Again, the increased liquidity and return of premium provision. Crediting strategies, we'll go over those specific rates here in just a minute. Same with the fixed rate, the trigger rate I had mentioned, but just again, keep in mind that's a good option for people who don't think the index might perform too positively. They think it might be flat, or they just want to have some exposure to getting credits if the index is either flat or barely breaks even. And then here's a breakdown on the strategies. These are pretty straightforward. You can see the momentum index strategies, the ESG Macro 5, and then the S&P options, which are extremely competitive as well. Here we're going to show the actual rates. So we increased the S&P 1-year par rate or cap rate to 10%. And then we've increased the bonus to 10% as well from 5%. That's with or without the rate enhancement rider. And then the ones that are guaranteed is going to be this one, the par rate, 210 up to 260, the 1-year momentum index, and then 320 up to 385. We're also going to guarantee these two down here, the 1-year and the 2-year ESG Macro 5 index. So let's look at that again. So the momentum index, the 1-year and 2-year par rates, and then the Macro 5 index, 1-year and 2-year par rates. Those were locked in from the date of issue, regardless of the crediting strategies that they choose. So for example, we're getting a lot of allocations to the fixed bucket, market volatility, just parking the money somewhere for a year. 100% to the fixed bucket, just as an extreme example, a year, 2, 3, 4, all the way up through 10 years down the road, the client can always rely on these guaranteed buckets being locked in. They don't have to allocate funds to those buckets for them to be locked in. So again, just on an extreme example, they can wait until the 9th year to allocate, and then they can always rely on those being at 210% or 385% if they did the 2-year and the rider. So that's always been, relatively the bread and butter of the product. Us increasing the bonus, increasing the S&P strategy as well on the cap, and then, the commission by 1% doesn't hurt either. So, those are the changes that we made. The product has been strong, and we plan for it to remain strong. And this is a few of the changes that we felt like we needed to make. A 5% bonus previously was kind of in that gray area, not really doing much to offset any incoming surrenders or negative MVA. So a client could also allocate most to the fixed bucket to kind of work as a hybrid bonus per se, and I think that's a lot of what people were doing on other products. But going up to a 10% bonus, having extremely competitive guarantees that are unique, guaranteeing the 4 strategies, the par rates locked in for 10 years, very high par rates as well. So I'm going to have questions directed towards you, Matt. Obviously, you can reach out to me anytime with those. I do want to highlight, the trip that we've got coming up. We're going to be going to Australia in March of next year. It does end the qualification at the end of this year, and we take our top 30 agents. So if you're able to write quite a bit by the end of the year and get qualified, all power to you. Just do keep in mind, we'll be announcing a new trip at the end of the year. I think that, as Matt had said, our trips, I know for a fact, have become more of a fraternal, kind of thing where people are really looking forward to seeing each other year after year. We get a lot of repeat agents, I think in the 75% range, as far as retention on agents going the next year as well. And I think that's partly to do with, the types of places that we go. We'll be going to Sydney. This year we were in Austria and Malta. Last year, Barcelona and the Canary Islands the year before. So we try to make our trip special. We do narrow it down to the top 30 agents and make it as intimate as possible. So, with that being said, Matt, I'm going to be finishing up today. Again, just to rehash the 6 changes that we've recently made, 3 on the income side, increasing the premium bonus to 15%. That's on both the accumulation and income account, increasing the roll up to 7.25%, and then increasing the payout factors. And then on the accumulation side, we've increased the bonus from 5% to 10%. We've increased the S&P cap to 10%. That's with no fee. It's 12.25% with the fee. And then we've increased the commission to the street level agent by 1%. So 7.25% up to 8.25%. But I'll be finishing up today. Obviously, if any questions come in, feel free to either holler those at me now or give me a call afterwards. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Tommy. I have a question, actually. Yeah. So with the guaranteed strategies, are those indices, do they have a history that our agents and their clients can take a look at? Is there good information where they can go back and kind of track the performance, or at least what would be a historical performance for those?
Yeah, I'm hoping you can see my screen.
I'm going to make you presenter again. I just took it away from you.
Oh, no, yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can you see it now?
Yep.
So this is the website. We're in the process of updating. What looks like we have 10% premium bonus. We've got a lot of this updated. This is a good landing page that we've got for the product that's going to be available. So what we can do here is access the product features, go to either the Momentum or the ESG Macro 5 Index, and we can access, the allocation. I think is cool to see for the Momentum Index. You can see the negative or short allocation. Right now, the gilt and the 10-year U.S. Treasury futures aren't performing as well relative to some of the other buckets. So it looks like we've got negative 13.35 exposure to 10-year treasuries. We've got 3.35% weight to crude oil, 6.43 to gold. So this is commodities, global equities, and global fixed income buckets, and then various allocations, 8 long allocations and then 2 short, based off momentum and a couple other factors as well. And then we can look at the performance, I think, which, COVID immediately, and then we've had a lot more positive credits to clients over the past, 8 months, which is good to see. And then the ESG Macro 5 Index, I think, is performing a little bit better than the other ones. So the Momentum Index, and I'll go ahead and just show that. That'll pull up to the Credit Suisse website. You can access the index brochure, all the index information. They've got a video for the Momentum Index that goes pretty into detail and that reads along very well with the index brochure. But you can see here the allocation commodities, multi-asset futures. So different allocations, but similar how they break it up by weight. You can see here that they are a little bit leveraged on the index. I think that they can get up to 150% allocation. Same with the momentum index. They can get as low as 50% allocation. So if volatility increases, asset class weight total may drop below 100%, and as volatility decreases, they may get a little bit heavier than 100%. So you can see here it's higher than 100% total allocation compared to the momentum index, which is actually a little bit less than 100% allocation at the moment. So you can track it all from the Credit Suisse side. It's easy to access from. So you can see here, significant drop, not as sure what that was, but inevitable recovery, which is nice to see. So, you're talking March through now, it's back to about even, but from the beginning of the year, this time last year, it's people are starting to see some positive credits, which is really nice to see. So I'm happy to answer any other questions that come in, but that's at appannuity.com that you can access the product landing page and then be able to access the performance.
Fantastic. Thank you. Tommy, if you wouldn't mind just emailing that to me so I can get it out to my people. I know it's ATP annuity, but any other information you have on it is great. We did have a question. If the return is 0 for 1 year, is the fee still taken out?
If the return is still 0, is the fee still taken out? Yeah, it would be, but it's going to have that return of premium provision built in. So worst case, again, fee comes out, nothing credits. Fee comes out, nothing credits. At the end of 10 years, you can look on an illustration and see guaranteed deterioration.
Perfect. Well, Tommy, thank you. I don't think we have any other questions. Guys, as you can see, Sentinel has some really good stuff. It wasn't a name that we heard a lot of here at IMS until a couple of months ago, and we've seen a lot of apps go their way since then, especially for income, but I think accumulation, especially those guaranteed rates.
The account is based off that math, and then at the end of the 10th year, it'll shoot up to 110% of the, but client does stay in the product 10 years or premium back fee as well.
Perfect. Yeah, so if you guys want to get contracted with Sentinel, I'm cutting out. Is that what you're saying?
I can hear you now. Sorry, but yeah, I know you're clear now.
Okay, no, that's okay. So if you guys would like to be contracted with them, let me know. I'm getting ready to close this poll. Looks like most of you would. A good opportunity for you and your clients. Competitive comps, great products, really good service too, man. I had a client, Tommy, you'll remember this. I had a client, another agent who was wanting to move his contract over to us and was running into all sorts of issues with his current IMO. Tommy probably spent a few hours helping me out, but just phenomenal service in helping us get business through the door and get agents contracted. So really, really good group, and looking forward to a long-standing relationship with Sentinel. So thank you, guys. I don't see any other questions. I will be reaching out to those of you who said you wanted to be contracted and anybody else who responded to one of those polls and is needing something. And I'll get any information over to you that's pertinent from Sentinel as well. So thank you so much. Appreciate you guys joining us for the webinar, and we will see you for the next one. Take care.
I appreciate the partnership, Matt.
Thank you, Tom.